Whether you're a new client or an existing client, the important thing is to understand how to get the best out of your coaching program for yourself and from my perspective, so that together we can achieve so much more. So what I'm going to do is take you through what we call our positioning PowerPoint. It's also known as how business coaching works. I think that's really important to either get to know right up front or to review later. Now, a big part of what coaching is all about is really giving you that fish, teaching you how to fish, rather than just giving you the fish. The whole concept really revolves around that old saying, we want to feed you for a lifetime, show you what and how to actually go about getting far more out of your business for the long term. Let's get into the meat and guts of it. There's a couple of different things. We will actually meet a whole host of things. Now the system is actually adjusted to meet you. We can actually do these things face to face, over the phone, Skype. We usually have a couple of hours a month, depending on the number of sessions and how it actually works. Now when we schedule these things in, we do expect you to attend. We also have our Business Essentials and Acceleration program and our quarterly planning days. Why do you need to attend? The reality is they give you so much knowledge and information that we can look at the practical application inside your coaching program. And on top of that, once we've done the coaching sessions and the additional training programs to help you, you're going to need to invest at least 4 to 5 hours a week working on your business. You've actually got to implement and use the strategies that we agree on. If you walk away and do nothing with it, you'll get nothing out of it. And that's sad, because all that's going to do is do your head in, it's going to do my head in, it's going to do your checkbook in. And none of those things is a good thing to have. We also need to look at what's actually done outside the sessions. And I do an enormous amount of work behind the scenes, critiquing your work, brainstorming with other coaches. I do a lot of research and training and development to make sure that every time we meet, I'm able to bring the best possible things to the table to help you and your business, to help you to achieve your goals and your business goals. So, what are some of the things that we need to actually cover during the program? We're going to run through a whole host of things, and every business is different, so this is just a bit of a generalization. We're going to cover a lot of different planning activities. So that could be little action plans right through to reviewing your full business plan. If you haven't got one, then I'll help you out with that to get you started. And there's a lot of other resources that we can access there internally and externally. We're going to look at your sales, sales kits, conversion rates, average dollar sale, what you're actually doing to maximize every sales opportunity. And of course, whether you're marketing to internal or external customers, we're going to look at lead generation, marketing, advertising, what we can do for client retention, what we can do to get referral business, what we can do to look at repeat business. We're going to have an overview of your financials. Now, this is really important. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a bookkeeper, but it's very important that you understand your financials. So I'm going to work with you with basic financial literacy, but the most important thing is that you need to go back to your accountant and your bookkeeper, who I would like to meet with every 90 days, so that we can look at the testing and measuring the KPIs, financial ratios, what's happening with your cash flow, so that together we can actually achieve some really great things. Now, your team is a real challenge for most people, and whether that's your management leadership style, have you got the right people, have you got the right people doing the right things, and are they actually acting as a team? With your systems, we don't want to get bogged down to analysis paralysis, but there are going to be things that we need to look at to design, document, monitor and manage systems so that you can do consistent things in a consistent manner. And of course, your goals. What are your skills? What's holding you back with your beliefs? And how can we actually improve those things so that you can actually drive things forward? Again, I want to teach you, guide you. I want to help you to learn how to do these things yourself. I want to teach you how to fish. It's a sad state of affairs when people mistake consulting with coaching. And coaching is really about helping you to become self-sufficient so that as you grow and develop, then it's your benefit. So I'm not going to go out there and do these things for you. It'd be a bit like engaging a personal trainer and sitting back with a bottle of Coke and a hamburger and saying, well, I actually don't want to sweat or change my attitude towards food and exercise. I want you to actually do the exercise and I'd like to actually lose weight and get fitter. It doesn't work that way. If you follow any sport, the reality is that coach guides, mentors, instructs, and educates their team on what they need to do. They give them strategies, but they can't force the team to go out and actually run those strategies. They're not going to run out and kick the goals for the team. That's your job. So as long as we understand that, things will go a lot smoother. You can't abdicate. You can't run away from your responsibility as a business owner by thinking that somebody else is going to come along with a magic wand and make it all go away. It just doesn't happen. Now, there's a lot of other things that you need to do in addition to your regular coaching. You'll also need to look at doing other sales training. Now, sales internally, externally, face-to-face, phone, there's a whole host of things there. Running team building workshops. I usually recommend at least once a year and running a team alignment day for your team. And happy to have a talk to you about that, and that's clearly inside your agreement to make that available for you. Customer service for internal and external customers. Are you really doing that well, and how much more do we need to do there for you? And of course, the additional seminars and workshops that we run, both with internal resources and external resources. I won't invite you unless I think that there's something worthwhile for you. But if I invite you, I do expect you to be to attend, and if you can't attend, there must be a very good reason, rather than just you trying to run away from your opportunity to grow and develop. You'll also need to invest in an additional thing. Now, occasionally I'll give you books and DVDs and other bits and pieces, but there'll be other times that I tell you, you need to go out and buy this, you need to go and buy that, you need to read these things. If you've got a real problem around reading, you've got to do one or two things, either get over it or get the audio books. But at the end of the day, there's so much information out there that you need to get a hold of. And sometimes you just need to get some new hobbies. Some of the things that you're doing may be holding you back. Some of the things that you're not doing may be holding you back. That relates as well to the people that you associate with. It's a sad state of affairs that at different times our relationship grows and develops to a level where it goes beyond those that we had built those relationships with. I'm not talking about dumping our old mates because they don't make enough dough. I'm talking about making sure that we're surrounding ourselves with like-minded people who will actually add value to your life rather than detract from it. Dealing with people who are going to be supportive of you rather than naysayers or people who won't make changes in their lives. You don't need to be around people like that. You shouldn't be around people like that, and you need to move on. An important part of this equation is actually what I'm actually going to expect from you. And I think that, again, is something that you need to know upfront and moving forward. Most important things that we need to have is open and honest communication. I don't need to find out that you're happy or unhappy from other people. I need to know that from you. I need to know that you've actually done what you agreed to do. Don't tell me something and then not go and do it. And if we're open and honest and we show each other a high level of integrity and trust, then this relationship is going to achieve great things. As your coach, I'm also going to need you to do a couple of other things. One is actually be on time for your appointment. Your time and mine is valuable, and I just don't mean financially valuable, but it's the only resource that we can't get back. So if you can't be on time, be aware that you may have an appointment that runs in directly after yours, which means that if you turn up 20 minutes late, your appointment may be shortened by 20 minutes. I don't want to let other people down, and I don't want other people letting you down. So please be on time. There's work that we agreed to actually do where you need to take it away and actually implement it inside your business. Set a deadline that's smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And make sure that you do it. And if you're going to break those deadlines, like any agreements, do it in advance and be honest with each other rather than waiting for those deadlines to be either ignored, forgotten about, or just let go. You need to make some quick decisions. There's an old saying about analysis paralysis and procrastination being a wealth hazard. Get in there, make a decision. Oftentimes it's better to make a quick decision on things and be wrong than to vacillate and stuff around, not make a decision at all, and cause so much more drama. You'll need to test and measure everything inside your business. Not one thing or two things that you feel good about, but we're going to be testing and measuring all those things, because if you don't measure it, you can't manage it. And if we can't manage it, we can't achieve a great outcome together. We'll need to actually look at celebrating your wins. So what do I mean by that? It means that as you achieve your goals, we need to actually recognize that. Too often we get so caught up with kicking ourselves in the backside that we don't do that. And of course, oftentimes our team likes to know that they've actually deserved the praise that you give. And I mean, make sure that they're actually deserved of it. You got to make sure that all of your investments with us are correct, in full, and on time. We can't provide exceptional circumstances to you without cash flow. Likewise, your business can't suffer from your clients who aren't paying you in full and on time. This is not negotiable, like many of these things. And these are the things that you need to hold as not negotiable in your business if you want to improve them as well. You need to adhere to the old saying, if you're not happy, tell me. If you are happy, tell your clients, tell your friends, tell your other associates. I much prefer to do business with people who've been referred to me. Then I know that they're going to be the right quality of individual with the right attitude to grow and develop their business, who just don't want to sit around doing the same old, and wondering why they're getting the same old result. So please, refer me to others who can use our services, and I'll be very grateful. You need to understand that this is a program that runs for at least 12 months. The agreement's very clear on this. The reason why we do this is that we want to look for long-term results rather than just quick fix, magic pills, magic wand type stuff. Stick with it. It's taken you years to get your business where it is right now. It's not going to change in the first 30 seconds. If you're not committed to long-term activity to create long-term results, then perhaps I might be able to introduce you to someone else who will promise you much and deliver little. I need you to attend everything. Right? We provide all sorts of programs for you. You can't go through and just cherry pick what you feel like going to and not going to, because you will always go to the things that you feel most comfortable with, which may not necessarily be the things that you need most. So if you don't turn up, I can't help you. If you don't get involved, I can't help you. And we provide an awful lot to be able to support you and your business. And last but not least, as I said before, you must let us know immediately if any of these commitments can't be met. This is really clear. I mean, we put things inside the agreements for reasons. You must give us at least 24 hours notice, except in the case of emergency or sudden illness, when you can't make a coaching call. Otherwise, you'll forfeit your call. And it's stupid to invest in things and not turn up for it. I don't understand it, but you need to be able to do these things. And this is part of open and honest communication. You'll see this a lot in our DVDs and our workbooks and our whole program about being above and below the line. And you need to get out of the habit of blaming other people, making excuses and living in denial. I want you to take ownership for everything, for your business, for your life, for your actions, for your inactions. I want you to hold yourself and other people accountable, and I need you to understand the buck starts with you. You are responsible for your business, what you do, and how you do it. If not, I can tell you, one will make you very, very unhappy, and the other will actually make you a complete victor. And don't talk to me about reasons, because they're usually below the line. I want to talk about results. I want to work with you on things that are going to create positive outcomes. Failure is a serious problem within any business. And most time, the failure is the failure to participate in everything that you actually do. And a big part of that is your coaching. The more you put into it, the more I promise you'll get out of it. If you put stuff all in, you'll get stuff all out. That is your decision, that is your choice, and that is your activity to deal with. To make the best out of your learning, you must actually take the words "I know" completely out of your vocabulary. Even if you do know, the reality is you may not know all about it. I know I did this, I know that. Change it. Get your mindset clear. When you remove that, you give yourself an opportunity to learn rather than dealing with the same old aggro. As we go through, you've actually, as I said, you must have some fun. And I say this again in front of all of our DVDs. The day you don't wake up and find that it's fun to go to work, fun to deal with your customers, fun to deal with your clients, with your team, you're going to start becoming miserable, and that misery will only compound. Your quality of life is made up of a bunch of different things. Now, it does start with, in this case, the quality of me. And as you know, I spend a lot of time developing me because I'm not perfect. I'm constantly looking for improvement. But what we do together is actually increase your knowledge and education of how to run a business, why you need to run your business, and what you can actually achieve out of your business. That all then affects those beliefs and dreams that you have, because what is extraordinary today will become ordinary tomorrow. What seems unattainable today, if you do the right things, changes tomorrow. But if you don't set big beliefs and big dreams, you'll achieve very little. Once you have those things, you can actually start asking better quality questions. And I promise you, when you ask better quality questions, you'll get better quality answers. It's very simple. When you've asked those questions and got the answers, you can then make quality decisions. Quality decisions will then create, hopefully, quality of actions. Because there's no use having good knowledge, asking good questions, getting good answers, making good decisions, and then doing nothing with it. But hopefully it'll spur you on to achieve those things, and that will then create, obviously, the quality of the outcome, the quality of the results. You notice that most of that has to do with what we can do to support you, but we can't do it for you. You need to take the action. You need to make the decision, and it's your choice to ask the questions or not. The formula for change we cover quite a lot, which is the dissatisfaction multiplied by vision, plus first steps must be greater than resistance. And that really comes into everything. Until you're truly dissatisfied and have a clear vision of where you want to go, we can't, no matter how much we do it, work on your first steps to overcome your resistance to change, your resistance to something that's new. And this relates back to what we talk about with our identity icebergs, which is the little bit that people see, the behavior, actions, and decisions, but it's actually covered a lot by the things that people don't see, which are all the below the line things. That then relates to your formula for life. You must be who you need to be, the right person, honest, intelligent, diligent, strong, trustworthy. You must do the things that you need to do. You need to take action. Otherwise, you won't have anything. Be, do, have. As I said, you'll have to test and measure absolutely everything. Because in some cases, things like marketing is all about maths. What else can you expect from me? I've said a lot of what I expect from you, but what can you expect from me? You'll get new ideas, strategies, tactics, ideas, knowledge, and to cover a whole host of different areas. We'll work on your action plans, and whether that's your 90-day plans, your 12-month plans, for you and your business, because remember, it's all about life-work balance. Now, as an outsider's perspective, I can actually help you to hold yourself accountable. I don't have to worry about, quite often, not being able to see any wood because there's too many trees in the way, and I can see things that perhaps you can't. And as an outsider, I don't need to know the ins and outs of your industry to understand how to help you with your business. And in fact, many times knowing too much holds us back, because remember, sometimes we have to remove "I know" from our vocabulary. I've got a high grade level of quality contacts now. They'll be business contacts, which will help in a whole host of different things, but it's up to you to make that contact and actually do something about it. Of course, oftentimes in business we get very much isolated, so I'll help you actually with praise to explain when you did something well and discuss the consequences if you didn't do something well or didn't do something at all. I'll critique your work. Again, I'll show you how to do things, but I want to teach you to be able to do those things yourself. The critiquing doesn't mean I'm going to rewrite it for you. I'll just show you what you didn't do so well, what you did do well, and what you can do moving forward to make it even better. I'll always give you honest feedback and communication. Honesty and integrity are two things that you can always rely on from me, and yes, I'm a big communicator. Yes, I'll be your unreasonable and compassionate friend, and that's what unreasonable friends are. They're not a bad thing, it's a good thing. I'll also be your knowledge base. I don't know everything, but I'll help you to find out those answers if I don't. We'll be able to brainstorm, and that's a big part of our coaching sessions. The actions and the activities and the implementation are from the brainstorming and the notes and the things that we agree on during those coaching sessions. And you'll actually, there are some people that just need someone that they need to be accountable to. I prefer not to treat you like a child, but if you need someone who's going to be a friend who's not going to let you get away with crap that you'd let you get yourself get away with, then I'll be that friend for you. And I'll hope to keep you focused. Too often we get caught working in our business and not on our business. And of course, just as importantly, having somebody you can confide in that you can trust is my absolute paramount thing. I want to be a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a guide. I want to help you with those things. What won't I be? Well, I'm not actually going to let you get away with your own crap. I'm not a guru. I'm not a miracle worker. I don't have magic wands. I work hard and I'll work hard for you, but I don't have the answers for everything. But together we can achieve a lot of things. I'm not an employee. I'm not a consultant. I'm somebody that works alongside you in your business with what you want to achieve. I'm not a business consultant. Now, if you want business consulting services, in other words, someone who can go in and actually do the work for you, I'm happy to help you with those things. But that's not what a coach does. You can't hide things from me. If I ask you to bring your financials, there's a very good reason for it. If I ask you to bring in copies of position descriptions, your customer service manual, whatever, don't hide. The only person you're going to hide from is yourself. You're kidding yourself. And if you don't stop kidding yourself, then you're just going to set things up to be a complete joke, a farce. Now, I'm not a robot. I do make mistakes, and computers make mistakes. A big part of it that I am like a robot is GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. If you tell me garbage and you show me garbage and you tell me things that aren't true, then you know what? You're going to get the same garbage back. And I don't know any different. I only have what you have to tell me and you have to show me and what I observe. So if you tell me cash flow is awesome, business is awesome, team's awesome, and you don't prove those things through to me, well then you know what? I'm probably going to be a bit suspicious. So we will not be nice. Remember, nice stands for nothing inside me cares enough. When you run from your problems, you'll get taps along the way. Now, we want to make sure that those taps are little taps rather than getting hit by a 4x2 or even worse by a Mack truck. So let's just make minor adjustments to what we do rather than waiting until they become a disaster. What else can you expect from the program? You can expect what we call those blinding flashes of the obvious. Things that you sit there and go, oh man, yes, I did know that. I stopped doing it. Oh, I wish I had done that. Or simple things like, wow, I had no idea, but it just seems so simple. It's so easy. Why aren't we doing that? We're going to help to set your reticular activating system, that compass for your brain that actually helps you to identify where you're going to take your business. Whatever you focus on, wherever you want look to head is exactly where you're going to end up. So if you're focused on dramas and problems and rumour mongering and crap all day, you know what's going to come back to you? Exactly the same thing. Focus on profit, efficiency, effectiveness, professionalism, all the great things, and you'll actually get that back in spades. They'll actually come out of your goals as well. You will actually go through the program, and somewhere between your first 3 to 6 months and regularly through the lifetime of your association with me, which is actually going to happen, I would hope, for years, is you're going to be put under pressure internally and externally. You're going to then either do one of two things. You're either going to break through or have a break up. Very simple but effective way of looking at it, because what happens is you're going to go through when we start and have some positive experiences, and you're going to have that perturbation. You're going to have periods where, oh man, this is all too hard. Oh, I don't have enough time for this. Oh, it's too much. It's too much of this, too much of that. It's all crap. The reality is, if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. You need to work through that perturbation, because if you quit, you're going to fail. I know that. I can say that after years of working with clients. You have two choices. When things get tough with your coaching, you can either quit and fail, or you can have a breakthrough rather than a breakdown, and you can achieve great success. Look at the people. If you want referrals and testimonials, you'll probably give them to me yourself. And there are other people that I'm happy to introduce you to. You'll either quit or have a breakthrough. The choice is yours. What happens during those periods, they are going to happen, and they're going to happen regularly, because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. If it was easy, everyone would be a success. Which one are you going to choose? Your breakthrough really does create a breakdown. You've broken down all those horrible attitudes and breaking down emotionally sometimes, that you become a little bit tender. You've got to break apart from the old habits and the old attitudes. You've got to break with the traditions that were holding you back, and break up from those who are actually holding you back in your business and in your life. You're going to have fear at different times, fear of change, fear of new things, fear of failure, fear of looking like a goose, fear of all sorts of things. Most of the time, those fears are false expectations appearing real. They're not real. Or if they are real, they're not as bad as what you think they are. And in a year's time, you're going to look back and think it was a joke. Remember, today's extraordinary can become tomorrow's ordinary if you make that choice. You've got to make sure that you're living the right way. Are you respectful for yourself and others? Or are you creating a situation where you're okay but no one else is? Or you're not okay and no one else is okay? Let's make sure that we cover things like, I'm okay and you're okay. Have high respect for yourself and high respect for others, and you will achieve greatness personally, professionally, and you'll really get a lot more out of it. You know that I've got an action coach license, and I work very heavily through that. The definition of a successful business is a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. And until we can actually achieve that, and that doesn't happen overnight, then you're going to have those challenges that along the way. Now, what we're going to work through is a whole host of different things. We're going to look at moving during the mastery stage, moving your business from chaos to control. Part of that is me mastering what you know and what you don't know. You mastering what you know and what you don't know. We're going to move through those areas and make your business far more stable. With a new predictable cash flow, we can then look at other marketing activities and start to leverage your business and become far more systemized. We can then make sure that with the extra time, you can invest it in your team or invest in more teams so that you can actually get more growth out of your business. That will make serious happiness and joy within your business, because now you're achieving so much more with so much less, which is synergy. You've got that well-oiled machine. And then you're going to have the freedom to invest in the things with the results that you want, with multiplication and acquisition. And I see this quite a lot. People who are actually buying multiple businesses when they can't run the first one right, or not looking to achieve greater levels of multiplication of acquisition. They're happy to sit with the status quo. And once you've diversified your portfolio and understood that your business is not going to make you wealthy in most cases, your business is actually going to allow you to invest in the things that will make you wealthy, then you'll achieve massive results. Before we can move forward, we need to actually look back. We look at where you're at, and this will take anywhere from 2 or 3 sessions to 2 or 3 months or longer. And this is probably one of the most frustrating things that happens within any coaching situation for you and I. And quite often we need to go back and do this. But unless we build a solid foundation or solid base to start from, then we can't build a superstructure of excellence. You need to actually make sure that you're covering your systems, your technology, your teamwork, your testing and measuring, so that you can actually achieve those increased profits and revenues and more time, having more fun, more life, and really achieve those things. We're going to look at the 7 steps to massive results in the Action Coach 5 ways, so that we can look at the numbers specifically within your business and then start to look at what are the tools, training and assistance that we need to make small improvements within your business, done consistently, done with constant action, will recover massive results. And the best way to measure it is in the bottom line. You must look at leveraging and doing ever more with ever less. Technology, people, a whole host of different areas. Those 4 areas are the people that you've got and the education that you have, your systems and technology you've got in place, the delivery and distribution of those services, and of course your ability to test and measure everything, seeing what's ordinary today that was extraordinary last time. Those things will need to change. This is an evolution, not a revolution within your business. The cycle of business is simple, and we talk about this quite often, where the owner has to look after the team looks after the customers look after the business, and the business looks after the owner. And if you run your business that way, you'll achieve much better results. There are 6 keys to a winning team. The first is you must be a strong leader. You must be. You must develop a common goal that everybody is inspired by and has within the business. If you don't set the rules of the game, then others will set the rules of the game for you, and you may not like those rules. The next is the action plan that you take, and you must support some risk taking. Last but not least, have everybody involved and included so that they can drive your business forward. Now it's actually time to go out there, get your finger out and get into some action. Now, you can get into a little bit of action, or you can get into some massive action. I promise you, if you take massive action, stick with the program and do what you need to do, you will get massive results. Massive input creates massive output. Thanks very much, and I hope that you take the time to go back and listen to this again and again.